In the serene city of Kapilavastu, beneath the sprawling branches of a Bodhi tree, the Buddha awaited his disciples. The morning sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dancing shadows on the earth, illuminating the sacred gathering place. Among the gathered disciples was Anava, a young monk whose heart bore the weight of profound sorrow and uncertainty. He approached the Buddha with trembling hands, his voice soft and hesitant. "Master, my heart is heavy with grief. Master, I struggle to calm my mind, yet my thoughts scatter. My meditations feel futile," Ananda confessed sincerely. The disciples sat silently, their hearts open to Buddha's wisdom. The sun cast gentle shadows upon the gathering beneath the tree. The Buddha raised his hand, signaling silence, and began to speak in a calm and resonant tone. "Anava, your sorrow is like a bird trapped in a cage, its wings yearning for the vastness of the sky. Grief arises not solely from loss, but from the attachment to possessions we believe define our happiness and stability. Imagine a traveler clutching a stone, convinced it is a gem, only to discover its true nature upon closer reflection. Do not cling to the past, nor to the illusion of permanence, for all things are transient, ever changing," he taught. The Buddha paused, allowing his words to seep into the hearts of those listening with rapt attention and contemplation. Once there was a king, possessing a golden bowl, cherished for its beauty and the joy it brought to him. One day, the bowl fell from his grasp, shattering upon the marble floor, scattering its brilliance into countless fragments. Each day, she carried her finest works to the marketplace, scanning faces for admiration. Desperate for validation, Buddha shared. A wise wanderer visited the village, observing Sudipa's unease and approaching her with gentle words of wisdom. Buddha revealed, "Why do you tie your joy to fleeting praise? Approval is like water in cupped hands, impossible to grasp," he said. The Buddha's voice remained unwavering as he paused for impact. His disciples reflected upon the metaphor of fleeting approval. Sudipa hesitated, her heart conflicted between her longing for praise and the sage's poignant truth. Buddha described with deep resonance, "Master, I hear your words, but my heart still clings to the memories of what was lost." The Buddha responded, "Anava, let us close our eyes and breathe, for the path to detachment begins with mindful awareness. With each breath, let us visualize the flame consuming what you held dear, transforming it into smoke drifting freely. Through mindfulness, we learn to accept the impermanence of all things, allowing the heart to release its burdens," he advised. Ananda's eyes lowered, acknowledging the truth in Buddha's words. The disciples nodded, recognizing the parallels in their own struggles. The more we chase approval, the further we drift from contentment. True peace resides within, beyond external validation, Buddha said. The Buddha smiled, his expression filled with compassion. "The soil of your soul will bloom when nourished with the waters of understanding. It is not possessions that define our existence, but the wisdom and compassion we cultivate within ourselves," the Buddha explained. Anava nodded, feeling the transformative power of the teachings, like a flickering flame igniting the darkness within his mind. "Remember, Anava, to embrace the present moment with open hands, for life is fleeting, like the passing clouds," he concluded. The disciples rose, feeling rejuvenated, ready to carry the Buddha's teachings into their lives and the world beyond. The disciples closed their eyes briefly, contemplating Buddha's words. Ananda felt a flicker of clarity within his restless mind. The air vibrated with the hum of daily life, as villagers worked tirelessly under the gaze of the midday sun. Among them was Rukma, a farmer with weary eyes, his spirit weighed down by the loss of his oxen. He approached the Buddha, his voice heavy with anguish. "Master, my oxen have fled. I fear my family will starve." Rukma's despair resonated within the hearts of the disciples. As his plight echoed struggles many had faced before, the Buddha regarded him with calm compassion. His voice steady and serene. "Rukma, your suffering is like a clenched fist. You grasp tightly to what you have lost, believing your survival hinges upon its return." The Buddha softly explained, "Let us sit beneath the shade of these trees, and I will share a tale of detachment and resilience," he continued. The disciples gathered as the Buddha began, his tone gentle yet purposeful. "There once lived a merchant who sailed upon perilous seas. The merchant's ship carried chests filled with precious gems, representing the fruits of years of unyielding labor," he said. One fateful day, a violent storm arose, battering the ship until it began to sink beneath the swelling waves. The merchant, driven by greed and fear, clung tightly to the chests, refusing to let go even as danger loomed. He was pulled under by their weight, the treasures he cherished dragging him toward the depths of the ocean. Only when he released them could he rise to the surface and breathe, liberated from the burdens of possession. The Buddha paused, allowing the villagers and disciples to reflect upon the profound nature of his stories. Lesson: Rukma, your oxen are like the merchant's gems. Their absence does not seal your fate, but clinging does, he advised. To adapt is to let go. To persevere is to seek alternative paths. And to flourish is to embrace impermanence. Rukma nodded, still uncertain yet moved by the wisdom imparted, his spirit beginning to awaken to new possibilities. The Buddha observed the farmer's furrowed brow and continued, "Let us walk together, as I offer further guidance." They strolled through the village, the Buddha pointing to the sights and sounds of daily life thriving amidst hardship. "Look closely. Rukma, the potter shapes clay into vessels. Yet she does not mourn the unformed lumps she discards. She focuses not on loss but on creation, using her skill to bring forth beauty and utility from the earth." Rukma watched the potter's steady hands, her movements fluid and deliberate, as though embodying the teachings of detachment. The Buddha smiled, adding, "This is the essence of resilience, to find purpose and joy within the impermanence surrounding us." The disciples followed, their steps measured, their hearts receptive to the Buddha's teachings that unfolded with every word. They arrived at a wooded grove, where sunlight streamed through the leaves, casting intricate patterns upon the forest floor. The Buddha said, "Consider the trees, their leaves falling with the change of seasons. Yet they remain rooted and steadfast. The loss of leaves does not define their existence. Their growth continues, for they adapt to the rhythm of nature." Rukma touched a tree's sturdy bark, sensing its enduring presence, feeling the tranquility woven into its essence. "Master, I hear your wisdom, yet fear lingers within my heart. What if I cannot provide for my family?" he asked. The Buddha turned to him, his expression serene and assuring. "Fear is natural, but it need not consume you. Trust in your ability to navigate the uncertainties of life. For each moment presents opportunities unseen before," he encouraged. "Let go of despair, and focus instead on the actions within your reach. The seeds of hope you can plant." Rukma's gaze softened, as the Buddha's words resonated deeply, his heart beginning to release the grip of anguish. The disciples looked upon Rukma with compassion, embodying the unity of spirit and purpose that the teachings cultivated. As the sun dipped low upon the horizon, the village was bathed in hues of gold and amber light. Rukma stood before his family, his resolve renewed, ready to adapt and discover ways to till his land anew. The Buddha rested beneath the grove's branches, his presence a gentle reminder of life's impermanence and enduring possibilities. Another day, the Buddha and his disciples arrived at a tranquil monastery nestled at the foothills of the Himalayas. The air was crisp and cool, carrying with it the faint aroma of blossoming flowers and the songs of distant birds. The monks residing there welcomed the Buddha warmly, their devotion evident in their eyes and bowed postures of reverence. Among them was Samita, an elderly monk known for his wisdom but troubled by a lingering longing for others' admiration. As the disciples sat in meditation, Samita approached the Buddha, his voice laden with quiet despair. "Master, I seek your guidance. I fear I have not wholly embraced detachment. For I yearn for the reverence and validation of others," Samita confessed. The Buddha looked upon Samita with understanding, his gaze as calm as the surface of a still, glassy lake. "Samita, your yearning is like a traveler lost in the desert, chasing mirages that vanish upon each approach," he began. "The reverence of others is as transient as the petals of a flower carried away by the winds of change." The Buddha gestured for Samita to sit beside him, addressing the assembled disciples as well. "Let me share a story. In a distant village, there lived a potter who created the most exquisite vessels. Admired by all for her skill, the potter's work brought her much praise. And her heart grew entangled with the need for admiration," he recounted. "One day, she crafted a simple clay cup and gifted it to a child, who used it to collect rainwater. The child placed the cup beneath a tree, gathering water for thirsty birds that sang joyfully as they drank," he continued. The potter observed this silent act of goodness and felt a deeper joy than any amount of praise ever provided. She realized the essence of her work was not in recognition but in the silent blessings it brought to others. The Bodhi tree stood witness, swaying gently in the midday breeze. Another day, the Bodhi tree stood as a silent witness, its shade embracing Buddha and his gathered disciples with tranquility. "Let go of your yearning, and you will hear the song of liberation resonate within the chambers of your soul." The air grew still, the weight of the Buddha's words rippling through the monastery, touching each disciple present. Samita bowed his head, tears streaming down his aged face, as the teachings awakened a profound clarity within him. "Master, your words illuminate my path. Like the rising sun dissolving the shadows of night," he whispered with gratitude. The Buddha smiled gently, placing a hand on Samita's shoulder. "The light you speak of has always dwelled within you. Detachment is not abandonment but a gentle release of the grasping mind, freeing the heart to embrace boundless peace." As the evening stars emerged, the disciples gathered around the Buddha, their spirits united in shared understanding and resolve. Under the expansive Himalayan sky, the teachings of detachment echoed in their hearts, guiding their steps on the noble path. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.